Have any known or possible conflict of interest with respect to any matter that we might hear tonight? If not, we'll move to public comment. I would ask, we are going to have a public hearing on the road closing at Oak Street, so if anyone's here on the Oak Street closing, I'd ask you to, there will be another time for you to do your public comments during that public hearing slot. The time limit for any comment in the commission is 3 minutes. If your time expires, then you may leave any question along with your name, address, phone number, or email with the county manager or county clerk to the board. Commissioners are not expected to comment on any matters during public comment. It's your time to talk to us. Comments should be limited to subjects that are within the jurisdiction of this commission or pertain to matters upon which we may act. Any individual speaking during public comment shall address the entire board. Any polling of board members is inappropriate. Persons addressing the commission are expected to observe the decorum of the board and be respectful of everyone in the room, whether you agree with their opinions or not. Any person who willfully interrupts, disturbs, or disrupts the session will be asked to leave the meeting. And the commission reserves the right to deny public address on any subject that we've previously taken up and decided. Is there any public comment tonight? If not, okay, to Lisa Baldwin, school board member. Then Mr. Rice will be after Ms. Baldwin.
My name is Lisa Baldwin. I'm a wife, I'm a mother of 4 children, and a member of the BUNCOMBE County Board of Education. It is my concern for children that I'm here today. I noticed you had an item called Commitment of Spec Building Proceeds, Jacob Home Way. When I looked at this, I felt like it was a very disguised item on the agenda, and I'm asking that you table this decision until the public has time to understand and view the documentation related to this request. I'd like to know who the Enka Youth Sports Organization is that's requesting the $1.3 million. I'd like to know what due diligence has been done as far as the site may include a landfill. I'm not sure because there's no identification of the 90 acres that will be donated, and maybe we'll hear about this later, but public comment comes before the presentation, so I have no way, I have to guess at what's coming next. I would just like to make sure that you do ask questions as an oversight board. You know the landfill has been monitored for seepage and emission of harmful gases. You also know that Hominy Creek is the pathway for contamination, and if children are to be on the site of these ball fields, I think there should be concern, and there should be oversight of the property, and that there is a cleanup that occurs before this becomes a ball field, possibly for children. I think that the landfill has brownfield certification. This allows indemnification to anyone who wants to clean it up. That means that nobody is held responsible if someone does get sick on the property from any contaminants that might be present. So I think you should also be concerned that where would the responsibility lie if there is contamination that causes illness in the future there. So I just hope you will, as an oversight board, consider every possibility before you decide to donate the $1.3 million to an organization that many people have never heard of, the Enka Youth Sports Organization, and also look into the credibility of that group as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Baldwin. Mr. Rice? Anyone want to speak after Mr. Rice in the public comment section of our meeting?
Thank you, Chairman, members of the board. There've been about 3 commissioners have seen the plats of the Enka property and heard a little presentation under the CRA, Tropical Recreation Authority at the time. There's been no open discussion about this at all. They've been presented to you, but just hadn't talked. and I am absolutely astonished in some way that I've offered my assistance to talk to any board member or all of you about this contamination, and not a one of you since July 13 at the meeting in Enka County at the library, not even our representative, Mr. Belcher, Mr. King, has even offered me an opportunity to speak to them about the contamination or any part of this. And this is much bigger. You know, when the BASF site was sited at the OTM building in Enka, where the Blue Ridge Food is right now, there was 2,100 parts per billion of TCE under that building, and it was contaminated very, very bad, and still is. No one is addressing that question, not even AV Tech. Nothing is being done in the media. The media has got a gag order on it, and I believe it's coming right from the commissioners themselves. If it's all of you or one of you, it's still coming from this board. The media does not want to touch this. I've even had one media person at a very good newspaper say he didn't want no lawsuits. So that tells me something right there. And the other thing is, on this particular sports people that's wanting this property, why in the world would a man give property to somebody of 90 acres as a gift? It sounds like the repeat of 2000 when the property was donated to Buncombe County and AB Tech and got the contamination of 2,100 parts per billion of TCE and other contaminants under this building. It was a gift. And now, what is it? It's a contaminated building that nobody wants to talk about, nobody wants to tell anybody about. And the funny thing about it is the legal representation of this property goes right back to Roberts and Stevens, that is the attorney for AB Tech, Buncombe County School, and also associated with Buncombe County Commissioners through another person on the other side, which is Roberts and Stevens. That's Mr. Bill from the Air Pollution Control Board at one time. He is also represented from Roberts and Stevens on the opposite side. Now, how can you get a real estimate of what's going on when you got one law firm that's controlling everything? And to me, it has not done due diligence, period, since 2013. And you have to obtain this property through AB Tech, and you're not telling the public how awful this place was and is, even today. I've got more to say than we'll bring it later.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rice. Any other public comment today? All right, if not, I'll entertain a motion to follow the agenda as we discussed it in pre-meeting and as it has been published before us. Is there a motion to follow the agenda